Yeah, good. I'm glad everyone can hear me. I'm just watching this sexy goddamn intro, man. So this intro is brought to you by Couchfire Media. If you want to hire them out, I know a guy who knows a guy who might throw down. I'm starting completely different today. Music is by all lowercase letters and Mr. Interrupt. And you can find them on Spotify and all of my social media because that's apparently all I use. Right, we're the Dreadies. We're playing DreadLore. If you've never heard of DreadLore, good. I'm glad. Now you've heard. It is a tabletop role-playing game, and we're playing the Red Writ. Nothing, guys. The campaign is called the Red Writ.
The Red Writ.
Red Writ.
The Red Writ is a horror campaign in 1982 Detroit, where some weird things are going on, but only a few people are seeing it. That being you all and the player characters. A small group of people, our players, have found themselves in the middle of it. An ancient horror, the unknown, a twisted fate. Who knows? Something within each of them compels them to search on for this truth, even if that means the worst, and it will. Join us as we discover the truth of the Red Writ.
The Red Writ.
Special. So much energy. Special. The special thanks goes to our Patreon patrons, Tim Roberts and Daniel Holker. Check it out. Patreon's a little bit different now. We've completely geared it toward the podcast. This campaign, The Red Writ.
The Red Writ.
Red Writ.
And our other game, Into Space, which is a dystopian future campaign. And also the one-offs that we're going to have. For example, on October 30th, prepping for Halloween, we're going to have our Mr. Ken Howell doing the arbitration. That's game mastering in DreadLore terms. Something special for you. We're going to have some guest stars. It's going to be sexy. I promise. Anyway, the Patreon, it's completely geared towards this. We got a few tiers on the Patreon, and you should totally check it out. That money goes to us continuing to do what we're doing, to improving, to actually paying Couchfire Media. And then eventually, if it gets big enough, paying these awesome cast members for their time. One of the tiers is very special. You get to have a Discord party with us and the guest stars the first of the month, or the first Monday of the month. And the very, very special tier, you get to have Holker include you in his, hey, Holker, who's the sponsor for tonight?
I got a good one tonight.
Uh-oh.
Today's sponsor is the Neutral Moresnet Institute of One-Armed Root Canals. Let me pose a question to you, Mr. Arbiter, sir. Have you ever had someone tell you that they are so good at root canals that they could do it with one hand tied behind their back? Well, the Neutral Moresnet Institute of One-Armed Root Canals was established to train dentists and non-dentists in the art of performing root canals with one arm tied behind their backs. Trainees learn to use their own teeth and occasionally feet to hold instruments that would otherwise be used by their non-voluntarily bound hands. This 9-year program will have graduates skilled in the art of root canals in a way never envisioned before by anyone else. Pending ethics board approval, as well as the reestablishment of the country of Neutral Moresnet, this institute's pedagogical methods of repeated drills is on the cusp of a truly great educational experience.
Okay, but like, are you bullshitting us, or is it the thing?
No, that's definitely our sponsor. That's absolutely our sponsor. Thank you, Holker. Yeah, if you get that Patreon tier, Holker's gonna lampoon you. It'll be hilarious. All right, let's do some introductions of the cast members. We'll start with Drizzle.
Yeah, I am Drizzle. I play Simon Vincent. He's a hard-boiled detective who believes that there's a rational explanation to everything that's going on, and does not want to believe what is happening.
What about Ken?
I play a guy named Nord Zetterberg who just got laid, and so he's got karmic granite.
I think you got a
don't think
major
he-
goal for that, didn't you?
No, I think that was just a minor goal.
Was
I
that a
mean, he saw
minor-
it coming a little bit. It just felt right.
Yes, good. Andrea?
I am playing Leah Mizrahi, who is a former IDF soldier from Israel who moved to Detroit because reasons. Because it's a wonderful city to live in. So why wouldn't you move to Detroit in the 1980s?
Yeah, why not? And how about Holker?
I am playing Antoni Czerniak, a Polish, formerly aspiring priest, and now border guard, who makes the lives of Canadians just a little less convenient.
Canada. Yeah, it turns out that a lot of our viewership is from Canada.
Hi, y'all.
Yeah,
I bet they feel the love.
I bet they feel
all we
the-
do.
If the year was
all the love.
1982 and this was a fictional universe known as the Red Writ,
the Red
then
Red.
Tony might see you.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't actually have any problem with Canada. I like Canada. Canada's fine. I like Vancouver. Went to Windsor once.
I was there with you. It was nice.
You were with me. You were there with me. We got crepes.
I
In a
think
good
Nord
way.
would want to go to
I went to
Montreal.
I went to a
Montreal.
Tim Hortons for the first time.
Do what?
I went to a Tim Hortons for the first time. That was interesting.
What is that? I've heard that name. What is that?
It's like it's a Canadian breakfast chain.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
They have
Was
all
it good?
sorts of- It's all right.
I don't believe
At
it.
least I can say I went there. I mean, it's fast food, so it's about as good as fast food. But
No, Canada was fine. It was fine. Vancouver.
Better or worse
was
than
beautiful.
Waffle House?
Don't fuck
Is
up.
it? Is it better or worse than Waffle House?
oh,
I think it's more
Well,
like
fuck up.
Dunkin' Donuts.
it was worse than Waffle House, but like in a
That's the
different
right answer.
way. Because I mean, they didn't have like steak or anything like that. So at least I can always get like a decent well, okay, I say decent. I can get reasonable steak and stuff or whatever at Waffle House. So
I don't know if reasonable is the right word for it, but
What are you talking about? That's what you always eat at Waffle House.
shut the fuck up, Drizzle.
I can get the steak and say, this is steak.
I miss my Waffle House. Out here in the weird place. They got a place. They got a place called Norms. Speaking of Norms, Nord, whatever, we should do the summary. Hello, chat. We have 6 viewers, including ourselves. Please say something so we know who you are.
Or leave the
Left-
mystery.
Left alone in Rebecca Foster's apartment. Leah interrogates Rebecca about her relationship with her husband. I feel like I've read this. Did I read this last time? Fuck it. Leah interrogates Rebecca about her relationship with her husband, Marcus. Rebecca claims that Marcus came to her to hide out from some unseen danger. That nothing intimate ever happened. No one believes that. And that he wanted to keep both Leah and their daughter Mariah out of it. The boys, Nord, Simon, and Tony, return to check up before each getting ready for the night's festivities at the Hideaway Jazz Club. I could have sworn I read this. I'm serious. Regardless, I'm going to do this because it's been like 4 weeks since we actually
Yeah.
played the Red Writ, so this will help us all. So you were going to the Hideaway Jazz Club. That didn't happen. Eager to free herself from Leah, Rebecca goes with Nord Uh-huh. And the two hit it off. Meanwhile, Leah laces Rebecca's gin and tonic with nightshade, which Rebecca unwittingly drinks, hoping that the toxin, Leah hoping that the toxin will act like a truth serum and not kill the poor woman. Disclaimer. Don't poison
try this
people's
at home.
drinks.
Don't try this at home, kid.
This is a game, okay? The group heads out in 2 cars. Leah and Tony in the Corolla, and Simon, Nord, and Rebecca in the Buick. On their way, Leah realizes that she's being followed. So she turns off the main road. Seeing this, Simon circles around. Rebecca starts feeling woozy. Simon and Nord tell her to sit tight and head towards the others. They all head towards the others. Leah quickly parks, and she and Tony jump out of the car and hide around the corner nearby to watch who their pursuants are. Pursuant? That's a word. The pursuant, 2 detectives wearing blue gloves, 2 by 2 hands of brew, spot the Corolla. One of the detectives turns out to be the sneering, red-headed fellow who had broken into Simon's apartment. Donut! The red-headed detective. What were you saying, Drizzle?
I just said, uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
I was
The
agreeing with
redheaded
you.
the redhead uses an unknown technique, DM magic, perhaps witchcraft, to erase Leah's car window so he can enter it. What? Magic's not a real thing. Leah wastes no time and begins shooting. Using the rune-covered bullets she found on Bell Island, she murders the detective waiting on his partner. Meanwhile, Tony cannot help but read from the fell book of poetry, chanting aloud in a strange tongue, and he begins foaming at the mouth. Upon hearing the chanting, Leah passes out in the street because she had to go.
Oh yeah.
So you're aware, the strange tongue in the rear world is called Esperanto. Vi parolas Esperanton? Arriving just in time, Simon and Nord join in the fray, with Nord dealing the red-headed detective a mortal wound. He Abe Lincoln shots him. That's actually what happened. But he survives. Somehow, surviving, the assailant claps his blue-gloved hands, causing lightning to erupt from them. Simon finishes him off before he can do anything else, with a barrage of bullets. Are you ready for this? It was a firefight! There's a reference there. The group finds and removes the body of Adriana Lamond in the trunk of the detective's car. This is to the chagrin and disappointment of Simon, who was kind of hoping it was Gabriella DuPont, the girl they've been looking for this entire time. Another witchy-looking girl is Adriana Lamond, and the apparent victim of the 12 years murders. The group leave her to be found by the police. Simon checks on Rebecca, who's gotten sick in the car. He crafts a makeshift Molotov cocktail using a bottle of shit bourbon and her panties. Classy. Before Simon can enact his plan, Nord uses an elixir of some sort to set the detective's car ablaze. They grab Leah and her car and head off to regroup. Returning to the Boulevard Apartments, all parties head to the shower and then to bed. Nord and Rebecca join forces and do what adults do. Both Simon and Tony have nightmares of the dark chanting and the void which lies beneath existence. That is where we ended the last session. And this is where I eat some raisins. So, everybody caught up?
Yep.
We start the montage because that's where you start all DreadLore games, in the montage. You don't have to, but that's the recommended prescription. Last we left you guys, Simon and Tony. You're in your respective apartments, sweating profusely. Tony, you're getting rest, but it's that kind of lucid dreaming kind of rest, where when you wake up, it's as though no time has passed, but you do know that you slept. There's dried spit all down your cheek. Your mouth has a metallic taste in it, which you quickly can realize is not just spit. Your covers are all off their bed, and you're in your apartment. We'll start with you, Tony.
Yeah. Oh, this looks horrible. I must have bled somehow.
The curtains are drawn, and you have the heavy curtains. Everybody does. So it's hard to tell if it's day or night.
What did you say?
You just froze like this.
Yeah, so did
like you
you.
were scared. It's hard to tell if it's day or night. You have those heavy, drawn curtains. Those
I
are
go up
named
to the
blackout
curtains and
curtains.
I go up to the curtains and I open them up.
You immediately do what I do every morning and curse the goddamn sun for its rising.
Yes.
As you throw these back and are blanketed in the horrible sunlight.
Must be lunchtime. I'm gonna look around and see if there's anyone else in the apartment because I'm actually kind of scared.
Yeah, you look around your apartment tepidly. Is that a word? Tepidly? Is tepid a
Yeah.
word?
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to go with it. You look around your apartment tepidly. Like I don't know why I'm throwing out similes and metaphors here. Like a kid who thinks there's monsters in the closet. And you find no one in your apartment. Maybe you save the kitchen for last. As you run across the little threshold and hit the light, fluorescent light turns on in the kitchen, this dingy kitchen. There's still the smell of brine in here. But when you look around, there's no seawater or undead people as there were apparently before.
Gonna lose my security deposit over this.
Hmm?
Oh well. I guess I'll just I'll walk down and see if Simon is home.
As we switch to Simon, very similar situation, except when you wake up, you're actually in the floor, balled up in your comforter or whatever it is. Does Simon sleep in the nude, or does he sleep
No.
in his like detective jacket?
He's got shorts on, like them ratty like sweatpants shorts. Yeah.
Like a
So,
dad.
Yeah. Well, it's in, because sometimes you have to get up in the middle of the night and run out the door. So
Indeed.
he always, yeah.
That's a thing. You wake up, you're on the floor. I don't know if Simon sleeps well, but he didn't last night. The last image maybe in your mind, or that continues going through your mind, is something akin to looking down a well at night, and you can barely see the reflection of the water on the bottom, and you can't tell how far down it is. This is something in the nightmare, something in the dream that you had. You hear some creaking all around you. Of course, you're in this apartment building, and yeah, the action's on you.
Well, first off, I'm going to drop the load because I
In the
had
morning,
5
that
pips.
makes sense.
Yeah, I had 5 pips, and so I'm adding trusty to my revolver.
Nice. Folding the
Um,
story into the revolver is a good plan.
Yeah, yeah. After having shot that cop's head off.
They're
Yeah.
not cops.
Yeah. They're just
I think it's
pretending
pretty
to be.
obvious they're not. Yeah.
Yeah. But I will wake up in the morning and go get my Folgers dried ground coffee and
Right.
put it in a thing, put some water in it, put it in the microwave, and then
Oh,
when that gets
God.
done,
No.
I'll pour some bourbon in it. And I'm fixing just like 2 pieces of toast, and they pop up. And I'll throw whatever day-old jelly I have in the fridge on them.
Like it's like the little packet that's already open, just
Yeah.
sitting there.
Yeah, absolutely. I got it. It says the fancy on it.
Right. Yes.
Because
yes,
it's whatever
you
was
get a
left
pip,
over.
You get a pip for that. I like that. Pulling it back in.
Yeah.
You quickly realize, I'm assuming you have a clock in your apartment. You realize it is not the morning. It's around noon 30.
Oh.
You guys had been up. This is montage. It's a bit of a railroading, but that's the prerogative of the montage, as you guys have been up a pretty good long time.
I'm gonna then chug the coffee, go take a 5-minute
Awesome.
shower. I've still got the piece of toast like in my hand as I'm showering. and get ready real quick because I know the day's wasting away.
Yep. It's shortly thereafter. You're getting out of the shower and you hear a knock on your door. We're gonna slide over to really quick. Where did you all deposit Leah? I really hope in Rebecca Foster's apartment.
I think that Leah was in Drizzle's.
Okay. As Simon, you come out of the bathroom and such. Maybe you have your towel or have dried off, and look down on your couch is Leah. Leah, you will be waking up as if you had just fainted, perhaps from a really bad headache. You find yourself in Simon's apartment. It smells like someone just took a shower. As Simon is walking past you, he's actually sort of standing above you. He's completely naked except for his towel around his waist as he looks down at you and smiles. You can believe whatever you want.
What the actual fuck happened?
You passed out last night. We had to get you somewhere safe, so we threw you on my couch.
I heard something weird after seeing something weird.
Well,
those people who are following us, did you get them?
Yes, after you wounded them, we had to finish the job off real quick and set the car ablaze. So it's always good to just shoot first and not ask any questions whatsoever.
I didn't. Trust me, if you saw what I saw afterward, when they first tried to get into my vehicle, you wouldn't be asking questions.
Well, now we have no lead in that aspect, so there is that. We did find a dead girl in the trunk. We took the body out and put it on the sidewalk before we set the car ablaze, so that way at least her family can know what happened to her.
You're not going to like what I'm going to have to say, but when the one who was outside the car, when he went up to my window, his gloves, he just put his hands through the window.
Well, that's how those windows work. If you break them, they just shatter. It's a safety measure.
I know what the breaking windows sound like. There was no breaking. He just pushed his hand through the window.
And all this happened before you passed out, so...
I mean, I think you're trying to look for too much of an easy explanation for all this.
Well, it's Occam's razor. The easiest explanation's usually the correct one.
That sounds like a cop-out in my experience. But anyway...
As you two, indeed. You know what? Leah, you get a pip.
Okay.
Out of game, I had a conversation with Drizzle about this. And I think Ken was probably there. Where I was like, I wonder if she's going to ask where Mariah is. You get a pip for asking where your daughter is. We'll get there. Because everybody else forgot.
Our standards are reasonable.
Well, it's been a month.
Yes. You know,
I can't remember if she's at the...
Feels like it's been a month.
She
dropped her off at... Yeah, she's at the fancy. Well, she was.
Yeah.
Right. So right. Anyway, as you guys stand there, or are there arguing, another knock on the door. Ding, 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 ding.
Wait, can I want to spend a pip to say that after she passed out and everything, I drove by the fancy and picked up Mariah. Can I do that?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, because
That's what pips are for.
I wouldn't have left, knowing that she left there. I wouldn't leave BB there. So
Indeed.
and do I have a spare bedroom and that she was in sleeping in?
I don't think you have a spare bedroom, unless you have one. Do you? Do you have a larger apartment?
I don't think so. I probably have like a little
Like a cot?
well, like a little tiny room. It's not like an actual bedroom,
Sure.
but it's like my office. Like I've got a desk in there and like files everywhere. And she's just like kind of in the big chair in the corner asleep.
Yeah. As that door will be shut, and excuse me while I mukbang. That door is shut, and Simon, do you smoke?
No.
You don't smoke. Oh well, whatever. I was gonna say it's like has the yellow tinge of smoke from like cigars or something. You know she's in there in your office.
No. Mariah's. We picked her up after the shenanigans last night, and she was real hopped up on all that coffee she drank.
Oh no.
I put her in the office, and I think she eventually passed out in the chair.
Okay. Well, as long as she's okay, that's the important thing. Because I wouldn't put it. If those guys were already following us, I wouldn't put it past them to have kidnapped her.
Yeah, I would. I can't leave it. Is it Denise? It's not Denise.
Eunice.
Eunice. Eunice is a good waitress, but she's not the best babysitter.
I mean, Mariah wouldn't be captured or anything. It's not where this was going. It's not what was gonna happen. No, that's not it. Probably was kind of sort of where this was going.
And so
Anyway.
the door, I opened the door.
Pages of background that are now like gonna be burned later tonight.
Yeah.
that
Fuck! Yeah. No, it's not my notes. I didn't spend all day writing that. Yeah, you open up the door. You see, I just have in my head like Valiant and Valiant, except smaller, right? As in Eddie Valiant, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yep. So you've got, the big desk. It's way nicer than it should be for this apartment. Your PI tools and such. The big leather chair with like the brass studded things.
Right,
I don't know
yeah.
what that's called. And it's turned around. You notice 2 11-year-old feet crossed, plopped up on the desk. And as the chair turns around, she's wearing like your little hat that maybe your old cop hat that you had,
Yeah.
and she's got a blanket as she spins around and looks up at you. As the hat goes, like she's like, "Howdy, partner," and it goes clunk over her eyes.
See you're awake, BB. How you feeling?
She undoes that. No, I'm fine. She
Yes.
stretches.
You don't have any headache from all that coffee you had?
No, I drink
Okay.
coffee all the time. What is all this stuff? She's obviously been rummaging through your crap. You see
It's a-
vials open.
Oh no, not that one. I shut one real quick that has some nudity in it.
She'll pop out, run outside, or run to the main living quarter. And Leah, she gives you a big hug. She says, "Mom," this whole thing in an uncharacteristic show
Yeah.
of emotion.
I'm not complaining, Mariah, but are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Another knock on the door. Tick, 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 tick.
Oh, God. What is it now?
I'll go get it.
Tony, you've been outside for a while. You hear voices of Simon and Leah. Now Mariah just ignoring you.
You hear me going, calm your jets. I'll be there in a minute.
It's me.
Oh.
Sliding to Nord and Rebecca. So Nord, you wake up. You're in someone else's bed. They're not there. You hear a shower going there, behind closed door, to the bathroom. The room. How do we want to do this? What's Nord's style? Good question.
Well, I would like to spend a pip saying that Nord left that night after she fell asleep and went back to his van.
Classy. As Nord, you find yourself, you wake up. Instead, it's a very Goldie moment from Sin City, where Rebecca Foster, although she's not dead, is face down, snoring next to you, and it's the dead of night. We'll say early morning, actually. And you leave. You find yourself at your van. How do you get there?
I just walked.
You walk it.
I walked. Yeah, it's at the Fancy or near the Fancy.
Yeah, so it's not very
Probably
far.
about halfway between. So it's probably a 10-minute walk or something like that.
So, you get there. And it's unaccosted.
Also,
That's
just
good.
so you know, Will, she's not going to remember a whole lot from basically when we left the apartment to when we stopped the the people following us.
Sounds good. We'll get there.
Not going to let you know, but
No, sounds good. So yeah, Nord, you get to your van. It doesn't seem like it's been tampered with, because you hid it pretty well.
That's good. He'll pick up a few things and search around for a new coat, because he left the old coat that he was wearing wrapped in dead girl, and because she was nude. It's not like he bought this coat, so he just needs a new coat.
Yeah, find a coat. It's a montage. You don't have to bid or anything. You find one.
And he's got some photos that he wants to develop, and then he'll probably
Are you going to develop
wanna...
them? Are you going to develop them in your van or at an actual place?
He might take these to an actual place because he lost some of that. He did pull a couple of wallets from the guys last night. Is there any money in either one of those wallets?
Yeah, let's roll. Roll me we'll say a D12.
A D12.
1D12.
That's a 10.
Okay, 10, and we'll say Drizzle, will you roll me a D6?
5.
So it'll be $50 that you find.
Nice. Nord is not entirely broke at this moment.
Yay.
Hey. So yeah, no, he would probably run some errands. He would go and drop the film off to be developed from the last night, and then stop by his post office box to see if he was paid.
This is paid from just previous jobs previous to the yeah, and this is what your letter that one time was for.
Yeah.
Let's do a real quick fate roll. It's been a while since we fate rolled. Who wants to be fortune? Who wants to be false fortune?
I will be false fortune.
Okay.
I'll
Right.
be fortune.
Make thy the stakes. So it's pretty obvious. Fortune, Nord has been paid. We'll say you've been paid half.
You don't think the Fortean Industries Inquirer is
False
is
fortune
legit?
is they haven't paid you yet. There'll be a little IOU though. Go ahead, do it.
I got a 20.
I got a 47.
And who was false? Oh,
Me.
Walker was.
Holker went false and got low. Indeed,
I know.
Nord, you find half of the payment. Did we decide how much you get paid? All right, we'll say it's 1982. I feel like $200 is a lot of money. How much is the conversion on that, Holker?
I don't know. I mean, depending upon the kind of photos he was taking.
Well, I presume this is a national magazine of
Yeah.
spooks, and that in 1980s press was gold, so they were paid better in the 80s than they are today.
It's worth $200 is $747 today.
It's not bad.
Yeah,
So-
I think that's probably
Yeah, so that's
close.
pretty good. So we'll say that he's going to pay
traveling
you.
the world on this stuff.
Right. We'll say that they were going to pay you $300. So, a little over $1,000 for this. And you have 150, and it says next payment will be in a week.
Sounds good.
So yeah, you got some chump change, baby. You got $200 in your pocket.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. And I planned it. All of it. See? Planned all of it, see? I knew exactly where that was going.
See?
Yeah, see? Yeah, see? Right. So, Nord, it's going to be a few hours for the photos. You do your bits and pieces. You do some shopping and all that good stuff. Some looting. And run some errands. How fun. Okay, you're back at the photo place, unless you have something else to do.
He would probably go get coffee at the fancy
You do all that.
and breakfast because he's got money now,
Yeah.
so he can
Do you-
buy.
Unless
Does he
you're
pay
doing
his tab?
Yeah, do you pay your tab?
No, I don't.
Right.
I beg Eunice for an extension on the tab, but that the money's coming and that I'd pay for half a breakfast now.
Oh, I've heard that before, Nordy, as she pours you another cup of coffee and kind of spills a little bit, maybe on purpose. Yeah, you get all that stuff, unless you specifically want to do something. Montage style, we move through. You get an excellent, the fancy breakfast.
Nice.
You have the did we name the cook? I feel like I gave him a name,
You
but I don't,
did.
but I don't
But,
remember. You guys never talked to him, so I promptly forgot what I called him. I know who he is. He's the same guy that was in the Richmond Faye game in the Prancing Axe.
Oh.
It's the same character. Yeah, you just haven't seen him. Anyway, really big dude who wears really thick glasses that magnify his eyeballs. Now, you gonna steal those this time, Drizzle? Is that what you're gonna do? You're gonna steal his glasses this time?
I didn't steal them last time. Somebody else stole them again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So his name will just be Daster because I can't remember what his name is. Okay. Yeah. Nord, you get through all that good stuff, and you find yourself back at the 2-hour photo. Actions
I
on you,
forgot
sir.
those were a thing.
Do what?
Forgot those were a thing.
Yeah.
The 2-hour photo?
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
It just takes a couple hours. Well, I don't think he'd go back right away. He'd probably go see what everybody was up to.
Okay, good.
Well,
You don't go straight back. You're back at the boulevard. I'm trying to get us to the game here. It's like, nah, hold on a second. I'm gonna go do some jumping jacks real quick.
That's all.
Tie my shoelaces.
Gotta dot some I's and dots, and those photos will be there when he gets back.
You see what I do?
He does give the photo developer a tip, like a $10 tip, to keep the photos private. You know, he's got a rapport thing going on with them.
Sure.
So like they wouldn't develop nudes and stuff, and I think he might have had a couple of shots. Of course, he would have had her permission, but they talked about this before of taking a couple of good shots of Rebecca Foster. And so that's why I gave the tip, so they would print them, because they wouldn't print them. They just wouldn't. They'd pull them out.
Yeah, never pull out. Yeah, no. I refuse to make a character for this 2-hour photo guy. I refuse, because you'll never fucking go back to him. I'll have a whole description for this motherfucker, and his name is Destrian Duststone. Whoa, weird. That's a random name. That's a random name right there. That's right.
No.
Destrian Duststone. Interesting, Nord. Interesting.
Yeah. Dolby is totally getting a tattoo of dust with the 1 on it, on his shoulder.
Owned. A 41-year-old male. Of course, I'm using the NPC generator for D20, so it says a 41-year-old male human slaver.
Jesus.
You just don't know that part. He has a dungeon. He's got a fucking dungeon.
That's how they get the photos done in 2 hours.
Oh my god!
Right.
Someone write this down.
That's
has
real character development right there.
He's got some short, wavy, auburn hair and blue eyes. He reminds me of Elijah Wood in Sin City. I just watched this. It, even though it's in black and white. Does Elijah Wood have blue eyes? I'm pretty sure he has blue eyes.
Yeah.
Or is it green eyes?
There's blue eyes.
I mean, we saw it enough in Lord of the Rings, it seems like. He has soft, pockmarked brown skin? No, he doesn't. He's got soft brown skin. He's rather tall, like Ichabod Crane style. He's 6'5" and has a massive build. This guy is like, he's one of those people that he doesn't work out, right? But you can tell that he's just layered with muscle underneath his, maybe like a little bit of a fat on the belly. Just this hoss of a dude. Sharp, slightly average face with a short German goatee.
Whoa. What nationality is this guy?
Clearly he's American with some German descent, with a German goatee. The fuck is a German goatee? A German goatee. That's some wild goatee-ish. So he looks like not Nietzsche. He looks like Freud. Like he's got like the and he'll have the handlebars going.
And the pipe.
And the pipe, of course.
I guess
Nord,
I can show you the photo I got.
Oh yeah.
By, well, it's on there, but I'll.
Oh yeah, I see it. Yes. Yeah, no, I saw it. It looks like what the fuck? It looks like my buddy Chad. Right. Never knew that.
It does.
Destrian is always very calm. This just works for a 2-hour photo guy.
I'm gonna ask Destrian. I'm gonna ask him if he runs across any like weird like photos of some. And I'm gonna bid for this.
No. I'm not done with my goddamn description. You, ye who pulls new NPCs out of the ether. Hold on a second, motherfucker. I'm reading the rest of this.
Do it. Right here.
You know
Destrian
that Destrian cares a lot about his friends and will do anything for them. So Nord being his friend, if you ask him to do something, he'll do it for you. So you don't need to bid. As in, the only reason to bid is to take control of the narrative, and you don't need to do it yet.
Cool. Well, I'll just
If
give
you
him some
really
money.
want to, you can still do it.
No,
but you don't need to. He likely, like, he's got all kinds of witchy shit in here. He kind of reminds you of a tattoo guy, right? He's got tons of tattoos and some piercings and such. And you're pretty sure he worships the Prince of Darkness.
Nice.
Yeah.
This is why we're friends.
There's a little bit of a twinkle in his eye as you come up to the 2-hour photo. How can I do this without it being Chad? Don't get lost in the language barrier. As he says, well, Nord, some interesting photos you got here. Chad doesn't sound this way.
Well, took him last night. A lot of crazy stuff happening. I got a little tip for you. If maybe I'll give you $50 if
$50.
You could, yeah, I know. I got
around.
I got a line on some information that there's a party happening. If anybody it's the stuff we like. It's like a ceremony kind of thing, not like a wedding ceremony, but like
he kind of leads in and just has a quieter voice. There's a couple people in here. He's like, keep it down, okay?
Yeah.
The photo people don't know what's down.
Sure. But if you run across anything like this, I might stop back in and if you give me a little information, maybe pull off a photo or two. That's give me their name. That's all you need to do, and we'll have a. I just want to get a little further into this little Wicket thing I've been hearing about. It's some kind of, unless you've seen something like that.
Good crowd. Good crowd. I've seen this and that,
Maybe it's a devil worshipping thing. I don't know. It's
hey, we don't call him the devil.
It's right, but I mean, if it's something you run into, something with some weird runes or maybe hieroglyphics. Yeah.
Hieroglyphics. Huh.
Rich people, like super rich people. I don't know if you see anything like that. Here's $10 extra now, and I'll give you another
$60.
Yeah.
In the future, that's like $300.
That's why we're friends. And let's go for a beer on Friday. I'll take you out.
Yeah. Hell yeah. We'll do it. Yeah, Nord, I'll keep you in touch with anything going down. He has part of the photos already done as he's looked at a couple of them.
Yeah, she's pretty, isn't she?
Oh yeah, I didn't get to that one.
Oh, you missed that one. I can give you your number if you like.
He kind of looks at you. Nord, I'm married.
Oh, I forgot. Well, I mean,
you may not have known. It was randomly generated. Hold on a second. I am in fact straight and married.
Good to know. Well, if you ever get divorced or want to be infidelious.
Absolutely. As you guys move on, we'll go back to the boulevard. You all are in Simon's apartment. The action's on you.
Well,
do you remember what happened? How we got home?
Who are you talking to?
Talking to you, Simon. I'm asking.
Yeah, I drove us home in my car, and we picked up Mariah and got back here.
Oh.
We still got to get it cleaned up some, but we did best. I did best we could real quick.
Wait, do you not remember how we got home? Because, I mean, I was at least passed out, but from what I understand, you were awake.
Yeah, I was awake. I just don't remember. getting back to my actual apartment. I chased you down, Leah. Almost didn't happen, and we had a pretty harrowing fight there. But anyways, we're here now, and I think I discovered an eighth sacrament, but that's I'll deal with
You
that later.
discovered what now?
Don't worry about it. It's
I think I may need to take that book from you there, Tony.
whoa! Hold on now.
Well, in all fairness, when shit hit the fan, you were just standing there reading it while the rest of us took care of stuff.
Yeah, but that has an effect on some of these people.
It only looks to have an effect on you from what I've seen.
Oh, you don't know. You have no idea.
Actually, I'm pretty sure that's why I passed out.
This scares a lot of people, not just me.
Well, maybe it's safer if you just keep it put away.
Yeah, and maybe
Right,
don't
yeah.
read it when we're in the middle of a dangerous situation like you have every single time.
But that makes that scares them.
How would you even know? You were just standing there reading it. You weren't watching the scene.
They were scared. They ran. They couldn't help themselves. Listen. The next time we encounter them, I'll read out of it. Okay? Trust me.
Well, hopefully the next time we encounter them, I won't be there.
We'll probably encounter them.
Well, I mean, we shouldn't encounter them, right? Because aren't they dead?
Yes.
Mariah turns. She's been looking back and forth at you all. As you know, Leah, you're on the couch. Simon, you're still standing there in your bath towel. Tony, you're like maybe next to the TV or something. As you say this, Leah, Mariah goes, "Kill them," and she looks at all of you. This 11-year-old going on 16. Wait, you all killed someone again?
Hey, BB, it was the guy who tried to attack us. He had it coming.
She looks at you, and there for a moment, like there's kind of juvenile horror on her face.
Look,
As
it's
it
like
goes against-
this. It's like this, Mariah. Have you ever watched TV? Have you ever watched a program called MASH? You know how some
Of
people
course I've seen MASH. Of course I've seen MASH, Tony.
You know how some
Who hasn't
people
seen
they're not there the next season, right? They're there one season, and then 6 months later the new episodes show up and they're not there anymore.
Yeah.
Well, sometimes it's like that.
Right, but they were doctors.
Were.
There's some juvenile horror that crosses her face as you say this, Tony, and Simon, what you said. She, for a last moment, looks at Leah to, gain something from her mom before, in childlike fashion, she just accepts it. And you see her accept it. She goes, "Oh, okay. Yeah, I get it.
Just know that he won't try to hurt you again.
No, I get it. I get it. That's how you deal with bullies. Yeah."
Also, Tony, just so you know, before you guys came after I passed out, I shot that one guy several times in the chest, and I'm pretty sure I hit him in the head too. It's not like I know you're not believing all this crazy stuff that's been happening, but normal people don't survive a shot to the head, generally speaking.
You don't remember
I
what
believe you.
happened.
Normal people don't care about my book, but they do.
We've just got to find Gabby. Once we find Gabby, all this will be made clear.
It's about that time, Nord, you have made it back to the boulevard.
Cool.
We'll say montage wise, just so you guys can be in the same spot to progress things a little bit. We'll say that you go first to Simon's room.
Bing.
Unless
There's
you have something you'd rather do, that's particularly
I
pressing.
think there's some dry cleaning down the street that
Yeah, you find yourself
No, I'm just kidding. I would absolutely
hell.
I would absolutely
now.
go to Simon's. I probably would call first, and then he probably answered. And then
No, there's no phones.
I would go.
As you, yeah, you do. Ring, ring, ring. Boom, you're there. All right. Oh, one last thing. On the way up the elevator, faint whiff of the sea.
Oh shit!
Faint whiff. Boom, you're there. Knock, knock, knock. Ding, ding, ding. Actions on you all.
Hey guys.
Oh, looks like Nord. You want a coffee? Does that stick
no,
another one of the
I'm
microwave?
good. I had some fancy coffee at the fancy, and I brought a little of my leftovers and I handed them to Tony, and say, "These are pretty good. Here's a couple of pancakes. I don't know if you want these, or I don't know if this is a thing for you or not, but you can give them to Mariah. But I don't think you guys trust me enough to feed Mariah." So.
So
Well,
I'm guessing by the way it's sounding from everything you guys are saying, we didn't make it to the club last night.
Yeah.
no.
No, we didn't. We did make it to murder a few people. I got a bag of stuff and I just throw it on the table. There's some guns and
I'm just saying, I personally resent that remark. It was self-defense.
it's no, I mean
always
we're with you.
self-defense when you shoot first.
We all have blood on our hands now. But and then there are these gloves. Do we have the gloves? Are there gloves in this bag of stuff that I got?
I don't think you guys took the gloves.
We took all of it. You said take it all. You said
Did you-
I rolled for it. I would have taken all. I didn't say it to you, but I just presumed I would have thrown it all in a bag and taken it with us. Thrown it in Leah's car.
Would you have taken all of their clothes?
I wouldn't have taken their clothes. No, there was a dossier with the thing.
Mhm.
There's a bag of guns. There
Yeah.
was gloves, which
Mhm.
did magic shit that I'm certain Nord would have been
Allegedly.
interested in.
Alleged
well.
magic shit.
Anything
Yes,
that you
dude.
don't understand
Sure.
is magic.
Sure. So you took the glove.
Yeah, took the glove. I thought it was
You
two
took the glo-
gloves.
you-
Was it just
well,
one glove?
Well, no, they both had a pair of gloves on. So
There was
which
a
one
tarot.
of you? Which
and,
one of you? Which one of you took the gloves off of them?
Probably
'Cause
Nord because he was in the car.
That's important.
Oh,
All right.
yeah, Nord would have done that.
Yeah, that's
we kind
important.
of rushed the end of this last
Yeah.
episode.
Yeah. Well, a lot was going on. Well, yeah, just it makes sense to grab their gloves. I mean,
Mhm.
you obviously knew that something was going on, and I've
Sure.
mentioned it several times. Did you take anything else?
Yeah, the
Off of
key
them.
card, the fob.
Yeah. You take their hats.
And, did not take the hat.
How about
If
their
there
undies?
was anything that if there was a wire or something like that.
No.
But there was like, and I don't think he took the ankle strap off. You know, he just took the guns from the
Okay.
ankle,
Yeah.
the shotgun, there was some bullets and there was another gun and the glove
Yeah.
box,
Yeah.
and 2 wallets.
Yeah, old
Hence-
dude had a ton of guns on him. Yep.
Let me see that
bullets.
dossier.
And I think there was an ID for the woman that was dead. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Good, I
because you
think.
knew who she was. It was Adriana Lamond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Action's still on you guys.
I just poured out on the table.
Let me see that dossier there.
Yeah, here you go.
And I'll start looking through the dossier. Because I figure it's police type looking, so.
As you guys start moving through all of this stuff, Nord dumps the bag out. It's a bag of all these things and guns, so it rather loud as it clambers onto this wooden table. Mariah actually puts her fingers in her ears for a second as it's clank, 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 clank.
Do you have the ammo for those?
Yep.
Do both sets of gloves look the same?
So are you investigating them?
Yes.
Okay, so we're gonna drop out of the montage. Now we're in the dread, which means bidding is a thing. As you guys find yourself in Simon's apartment, it's at this point we'll say it's like 1 p.m. This is the last day before the solstice. So the solstice is later tonight.
We've got to go through this stuff quick because we're running out of time.
As Leah, you look and you do in fact see 2 pair of gloves. Nord probably like put one in the other, and like you do with socks, and they're just kind of sitting there. You'll notice immediately they have this. They're dark blue, kind of a navy-ish, but in the light, there's this almost rainbow effect. It looks like when you see oil on the pavement, and how you see like purples and yellows and different kind of like an oily sheen to them. They're ribbed, as in they're like tactical gloves, and on both sides, and they look like it's difficult to say what they're made of. Maybe it's some kind of pleather type thing, but they look like they're fitted, and they have like little Velcro straps. Velcro was a thing in 1982, right? Yeah, so they got little Velcro straps because it's classy. Everybody was into it. Tony, you see, Nord, can you list off the guns that we said?
Yeah, here's a shotgun. I think there
It's
was a gun
sawed-off,
in
I
the.
believe.
Oh, nice. There's a gun in the glove box. There was a ankle gun, which I kind of want.
Like a little Derringer.
Yeah.
That's all between you guys.
And there is also his I guess holstered gun.
Yeah. So you also found some ammunition.
Yeah, there was ammo.
The ankle gun is a Derringer, just a small gun, like a 22, and then the other ones are revolvers, and they'll all be 38 specials. There'll be one that's there'll be one that's a 45.
Ooh, 45.
Yeah. Yeah.
Are any of these bullets special?
I mean, they go boom. What do you mean special?
Yeah, they don't have ruins on them or anything like that.
No. It doesn't look like there's anything carved into them.
So there's a 45 and 2 9mm.
No, 38 specials.
38 special.
Yeah, there'll be a Colt 45's Peacemaker is the big gun. And then the little Derringer, and the other gun, or the other 2, I think, are revolvers and the 38 specials. I think we rolled for ammunition. Did you write it down?
No.
Okay, so this is what we'll say. All the guns are loaded. So they have as many bullets as those guns have. I think they're all 6. Andrea, do you know?
I mean, are they all revolvers?
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, they'll probably be either 6 or 7. Well, 6, 5, or 7, depending on. I mean, depending on the maker, but generally it's gonna be 6.
Yeah, we'll say it's all
And
6.
that ankle gun, probably has 4 or something, or is that?
The Derringer, if it has a magazine, or is it
Derringers, if they're that large of a caliber, they're usually going to be a 2-shot.
okay?
2. And so, what is the caliber on that?
I believe it's 22.
Oh, if it's a 22, then it'll probably be like a 4-shot.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it'd be a 4-shot, and it's a 22. So in terms of game mechanics, the Derringer is technically a light pistol, so it'll be 2d4 of damage. The 38 special, this is for whomever's writing this stuff down, is 2d4 plus 1. And the Peacemaker is 2d6 plus 1.
Mm.
Yeah, 45 is going to give you the good news. I mean, a 38 special will give you the good news, but yep.
Do you guys want these? Is this Simon? Is this evidence? Should we
It's
use them? What do you think?
It's
Well,
evidently here, so let's use it.
Mariah
Just
picks
arm
up.
up?
Mariah picks up one of the 38 specials.
whoa.
It's
Set that
fine.
back
It's
down.
unloaded.
No,
it's not.
Oh, it's loaded as hell.
These are
Oh,
loaded.
it's loaded? Oh,
Yeah,
hey,
she holds it up like
Mariah,
Dirty Harry.
Mariah, hand it to me real quick.
It's the dread. How much of a dick do I want to be? Not at all. As she displays proper gun handling technique, as Leah, you say what you do. You see she's already spun out the revolver chamber thing and has unloaded it as she looks up at you. Oh, and hands it to you.
Never mind,
Disclaimer: don't let children mess with guns. Okay.
I was
Actually,
probably her age
if you've already,
when I
if you've
first
already
shot a
unloaded,
gun.
good job.
Well, you're from Kentucky. What?
Close the cylinder, so
Cylinder,
and then
that's
you
the
can look at it. Yeah,
Yep.
close the cylinder, and now that you've unloaded, you can look at it.
Disclaimer. Out of game. This is a game with. These are not real guns, people. This is
I mean, I was
fantasy.
shooting guns with us, when I was 8.
Yeah,
but
I know, but this is for all the people that don't know how to use a gun.
that's
Don't
fair,
let the
fair.
11-year-old fuck with the guns. In game, however, yeah, she does, and she spins the cylinder, and clack.
Simon, do you have any files here? Like not like folder files, but metal files.
I might have a metal file in my van.
Oh no.
If
No,
you-
I don't make it a practice to file off serial numbers from guns. No, I don't.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. And she'll pop out. She'll
not what
grab
she's trying
her
to do.
revolver. she'll grab her revolver and
She's making death bullets.
yeah, and she'll pop one of the rune rounds. It's like, here, copy this. This seems to hurt them more.
Disclaimer. Don't serrate your bayonet. Don't do this to your bullets.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing that to a bullet. It wouldn't. I mean, it wouldn't
It's
hurt
just,
anything.
it's just so dirty. Yeah, so you do the little X on the front, right?
No,
Is that what you're
Whatever
doing?
the rune is, yeah.
I'm sorry?
Whatever the rune is on the front of the
Oh, the runes. Oh, okay, right, okay. Yeah, that's all between you guys.
But if you can copy these seem to hurt them more. At least those people that we were fighting last night.
my 2 bullets seem to do pretty good amount of damage, and I didn't have a rune in them.
Yeah, I didn't seem to
Well-
have much issue. I was surprised the amount of life they had after they had a hole in their head, the size of maybe my fist.
Well, one thing we do know, since these bullets
See,
don't have...
That's 2 people now. That's 2 people now that said he got shot in the head and lived. Not just me and my not remembering things right.
I don't think any of you necessarily have all of your wits about you, but
Yeah, what's going on with Tony?
What do you mean? What's going on with Tony?
What
By the way,
happened
I
last
want
night, man?
357.
Where'd you go? You were like reading something about Ishkagel, and like, what is that about?
It's
I mean, I know what Ishkagel is, but
it's Latin for eviction. I was evicting them.
no, it's not. It is not. It is absolutely not that.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, you said a bunch of stuff. I don't remember what it was, but you were going on about Ishkagel. And
When
it
you
made
say
me
the
think,
name the 3rd time,
oh no.
Beetlejuice shows up.
yeah, thunder rips, and the TV turns on, garbles, and then the TV screen brightens really bright, and you hear this loud pop, and this ozone smell come from the set.
I'm sure there's a rational explanation for that too, right?
Mariah
I don't think we should
jumps
say that
and
name anymore.
yikes.
Yeah, we just got struck by lightning.
Weird
The-
timing that.
It's been raining for the past 3 days. I mean, this building does not have the best wiring.
Oh, your TV explodes every single time there's lightning nearby? I'm
No,
glad I've
but
not
it's...
moved to this place yet.
Well, I found you a better place to live.
So I mean,
Whatever. And so,
I'm
so
not gonna
Leah,
say
Leah
that.
will start trying to look at the gloves.
Yeah,
Well, one
Leah, you
thing-
start. Go on, sorry.
I was just... One thing we do know, these bullets here are not the same as the other people we found. So if these bullets were the same as those with the runes on them, then I would believe that they were with the same group. But they're obviously not, because they would have the same bullets. So maybe the people with those other bullets are fighting these people.
But what if these people are just like the hitmen?
Wait, what are you all talking about? Mariah looks around. These people.
You weren't there. They were following us last night. Well,
You shit.
specifically, they were following me. But I think, at least. Suppose they
They
could have been
weren't...
following Lord.
They weren't following us. We were in a different car. We were going to party at a jazz bar.
Oh, wait, no, sorry. I forgot who was with me in the car. I suppose they could have been following Tony.
Yeah, Tony. I mean, maybe they had some shipments they wanted to send across the border and needed a guy.
To Canada? Mariah says. Why does anyone go there?
There are nice people in Canada.
I've never met one. She kind of turns, gives Tony a high five.
The only thing being shipped back and forth across that border is a bunch of lumber, and people are always going on about tariffs and stuff. It's a pain for me to deal with. That's all. You know how much people in other parts of the country get in my line of duty? You know how you know what they get armed with? You know what I get armed with? I point to my 38 special, and then I look at the table. That's for the less quiet parts of the border. Not where I'm at.
Mariah is nodding along. She's got her arms folded. She's sort of in this pose of like she's standing on her little soapbox. It's quite clear that she has no clue what the hell she's talking about. But she's agreeing with Tony a lot. And probably, it looks like she's just having fun with it. Leah, you have
Leah will
the...
sort of,
Go on.
Leah will look over and sort of give him a dark look, and just say, "Just be glad you're on a quiet border."
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, there was a funny story, and it was about this relative of that person I was telling you about, and it reminds me a lot of what happened, or what we suspect might happen with Gabby, and it's like a sacrifice of a small of a young woman.
Sacrifice?
And-
Mariah says. What do you... Who's having sacrifices now? What?
Well,
Did you see a
I mean,
sacrifice?
I didn't see any sacrifices. I think that's what Simon's worried about, and we're
Yes.
trying to stop.
She looks at you, Simon.
um,
Do you think Gabby's been sacrificed?
No.
No, but I don't think if she did not run away, she could be in great harm. And we need to try and find her before whatever these people believe that they're doing, they do. I'll be right back. And I go into my room and shut the door and change real quick and come back out.
You get out of the towel.
Yeah.
As you hear Mariah turn to Leah, Mom, we can't let Gabby be sacrificed.
We're not going to. Well,
As
if we
you-
can find her in time.
As you have the gloves, what are you doing? What are you bidding, etc. with these gloves?
I'm gonna see if there's any difference between the two of them.
What do you bid? Or are you just looking?
I will bid. Is this a new scene from last time or no?
Yeah.
Nope.
Okay.
Oh, no! You said at the end of the last
Yeah.
one. You said at the end of the last. But you said it. I erased
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah, because I cleared mine off
Yeah,
too.
it could be a new scene.
Alright, fine.
We slept. Some people
Yeah.
got laid.
Yeah.
Some people.
That's gotta make a new scene for at least Nord. I mean, I don't know about the rest of these guys.
Yeah. Or the old
It's like a second life right there. I should get a trait.
You do get a trade. That's all you get.
I'll bid for this one I'll bid Mossad.
Okay. And what
So
does that
kind of
mean?
like, so the Mossad are like the Israeli CIA essentially. So like, I'll have learned how to spot different details and stuff like that.
Okay. As you look at these two gloves, it seems that they're pretty similar. Because they're fitted and have been worn a lot. You see some worn spots. It looks like two different people wore these two gloves. Like they weren't interchangeable. They're still able to be worn. They're not like fitted gauntlets or anything. But otherwise, they seem very similar.
Can I tell which one, like, did I notice any particular worn spots that the guy who put his hands through my window?
The worn spots seem more natural, as in like where a glove would wear.
Yeah.
As in if you were to wear it all the time. As maybe with this bid, you realize they probably never took these off. Ever.
That's a little. Leah will actually say that out loud. It's like, that's a little weird.
Yeah, there's an image, in your mind perhaps about like how itchy it would be. Mariah goes, "Wait, they use the bathroom in those?"
Presumably, yeah.
They took
Leah will
showers
actually yeah,
in
maybe.
gloves. Simon, you walk out.
I mean, they clearly wore these for a long time, and Leah will actually I'm going to put this one on my left hand. If anything goes wrong, cut off my hand.
Why
Okay.
would you
hold on.
do
Wait,
that?
hold on one second. And can I bid something before she does that?
Yeah.
I would like to bid apothecary and my ability as a chemist. Can I at least take a look at this just real quick before you start putting things on? See if there's a charge or something. I don't know.
I mean, if you think you'll know something that I don't, here you go.
Yeah, I pull out my macro lens. So I bid a camera and a apothecary.
Oh, wait.
And
So what are you bidding? Because you just need one bid.
oh, well, let me pull out my macro lens on my camera.
Okay. And you're bidding that.
And I'm gonna bid chemist.
Okay. And you bid chemist. So you're
which
using
is an ability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. You just use it as a trait. As you use the macro lens,
Okay.
but you don't have to mark it off or anything. You're just using it
Okay.
to get a better look. You bid chemist. So, looking at this glove, the rest of you are doing, what you're doing. You notice Nord, kind of like a scientist. He's got the glove on the table, or maybe in his hand, and he's using the lens over it. Nord, the first thing is you realize these are no normal gloves. You see the fibers seem to be synthetic. So perhaps they're pleather. Doesn't look like pleather though. They look like looks like almost incredibly fine wiring that's all thatched together. Not sure what it's actually made of. It's some synthetic polymer, perhaps. The sheen and such, and the fact that you saw what you thought was lightning, it's probably highly conductive. So that confirms, that thought. Probably insulates as well. And you notice as you're looking it over, on the inside, as maybe like you undo it a little bit and kind of look inside, it looks like there's specific areas that fit specific parts of your hand, like on the palm and then on the fingers.
Do I see a battery?
No.
Is there like a connector to the glove, or like
You're just sitting there looking, because you bid chemist, and we'll also say, there's 4 gloves. So we'll say since Leah bid Mossad as well. Leah, you're sitting there looking at the Velcro part, and perhaps you guys, however you do, maybe you're talking, maybe you just share a look. Do you notice that when you close or re-Velcro the little label, what's the fucking label? Latch. Lapel? What is that called? That thing. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Flap.
Flap.
the buckle?
A buckle with the Velcro buckle.
Velcro
It closes a circuit.
Ooh. Where's the battery?
I guess it opens the circuit technically, right?
It opens the circuit.
No,
Does-
when you shut it, it's a closed circuit. An
Yeah.
open
Right,
circuit
so
means
it does close it.
electricity
Okay,
can't.
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not sure that, I mean, from what we saw last time, that it's a good idea to put these on, because who knows what charge it has or what it'll do to you. Maybe it'll make you like one of them. I mean,
come
I
on.
don't
Don't be a pussy as Mariah puts one on.
know. No,
Oh no.
I wouldn't do that.
What are you
I'm not going
what
to
do
touch
you
your daughter.
What are you seeing there, Nord?
She does.
It
She's
looks
like
It looks like a.
Leah
I mean, I
will
relay
actually go over
everything
and
that
pluck it off her finger.
I relay everything that
Unfortunately, it's hard to do that.
Okay, one
that
at
the
a time.
arbiter
One
that
at a
the
time.
arbiter said.
What we'll start with first. Ken, what did you say?
I said I just relayed to everyone what the arbiter said about the gloves.
I see. And Leah, what were you saying?
I was gonna say I'd before she closed the the flap,
Mm.
I'd grab her finger and pull the glove off her hand.
What do you bid to do it? Since we're in the dread, you need a bid to have that happen.
Okay, I will bid precise.
Yeah, as with precision mom energy, you grab the glove off of her hand. Tony, what in the world are you doing as you see all of this mischief going down?
Checking to see that I still have my book on me.
Yeah, you do. We'll say there for there for a moment. You know, it's like when you forget your cell phone, except this is the 80s, so that those don't exist. You don't know where the book is. And there's whatever happens. No, you don't know where it is.
I check my pockets again.
Do you fit books in your pocket? Is that where you put the book? I've never put a book in a pocket.
I'm wearing
man.
I'm wearing a jacket.
Oh, it's a jacket pocket. Yeah, you're like, duk, 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 and you find it. You do find
I'm very
it.
relieved.
Yeah.
Yeah. At some point I'll say, so guys, where are we gonna go? I mean, wasn't the show at the jazz club, or wasn't it done?
Right now, probably the only lead we have is looking at this dossier or going and seeing Idaway at the cemetery.
What about Leah's husband? I mean, that's a lead.
Donut.
Yeah, we
I
can
got
check
a
with.
better lead. What about that bitch from Annabelle's place?
From what?
But we don't know where she. We don't know where she lives.
Presumably she was staying at Annabelle's.
Oh, Lady Callie.
No, Loretta Levon.
Oh.
And now I have all the tools to make her talk.
Well,
I don't think we should just be
You
hurting.
said we're running out of time. It's time
We
to
are
take the
running
kid
out of
gloves
time.
off.
I mean, it's not till tomorrow night, and we gotta
No,
cut
it's-
some rest.
it's
Or is
tonight.
it tonight?
Yeah, the solstice is tonight.
I mean, I think that there's got to be a party on that island. If you're gonna take my wild guess at it, maybe at that lake, you know? I don't know, where they had all those weird pillars, or some cemetery, but they seem to be afraid of the cemeteries.
I think that there's a high probability of that as well, but we need to be sure. We shouldn't be standing there waiting for something that's not going to happen.
Sure,
There.
we're pretty far away at that point. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe we send somebody to post up, see if they see some rich people, you know, and maybe they could call us.
I could post
Maybe
up.
maybe we send Mariah. Have her like take it. Rent her a little hotel room across the way, and we could pay cash.
Yeah, that
they would
sounds like
never
fun.
find her.
You live in a van out on that street. You know there's no hotels there.
I mean,
You
she
live in
could
a
stay in my van.
She scrunches up her face.
Vans are nice.
Listen, I want to do something. I want to do something. I don't want to just be, Mom, I'm not going back to the fancy.
Okay, fine. But Tony, would you be willing to watch her if you guys got a hotel across from the island?
No.
Shit. What about you, Lord? It was your idea.
She sticks her tongue directly at you.
I mean, I'm no babysitter. I think we maybe we give Rebecca seems like a nice lady. Let's. Why don't we? Or B, we could find her father. You know,
Hey,
the person that.
Hey, Leah, roll a. This would be a reaction roll. It'd be wits. So your action die and wits. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Nord.
That's one success.
Yeah, as Nord gets a little bit close to you, as he's talking to everybody, but he moves past you just briefly. You get a whiff of, that's not cologne, that's Rebecca Foster's. What? That's her scent. He smells like her.
What were you up to, Nord, last night?
Behind
Just
her,
normal stuff.
Mariah's like, yeah.
Normal stuff. Well, you're not my. We're not dating. I mean, that bus passed. That.
Mariah turns to you, Leah. You were dating Nord?
No. What the hell?
That van sailed.
She turned me down, Mariah. I tried. I really did. I tried, but she wasn't into it. So, I presume maybe it's because she's married and has a husband that probably should be watching you, but I don't know.
Why are you mad at Daddy if you were dating Nord?
We weren't dating.
What?
No, she that never happened. I might have hit on her, but she wasn't feeling it.
Did you all? Ooh! And she runs into the other room.
What are you imagining, child?
A door.
Anyway, no, I will not have Rebecca Foster watching Mariah. Anyway, well, whatever.
Yeah,
Either
does
way,
anybody have? I got a friend.
Give me 15 minutes in that room with Loretta Levon, and I will have her telling us everything we need to know.
I got a friend that works at the 2-Hour Photo. He's married, so maybe they can take care of her.
Well, if we're gonna go talk to Leah's husband, we might as well drop Mariah off there, or we can actually probably let her stay with Annabelle.
That's true.
You could let her stay with Annabelle and tell her it's her mission to tell us if something happens there.
So they can sacrifice birds together.
I mean, from the way she handled that gun earlier, she may be shooting them already.
Either way, we need somebody I can interrogate. Because we're running out of time. We can't.
Your husband?
We can't do this above board anymore. I don't think. I mean, maybe my husband knows something, but I highly doubt he knows where the person you're looking for is.
I mean, Chloe started this whole thing. I mean, as far as I know, it was Cloyce that showed up in Tony's apartment.
The best I can tell, Cloyce is as much as a victim of anything, but who knows, really? Either way, I don't. I mean, we can ask my husband, but I'm going to imagine he's not going to know where they're having whatever this ritual is tonight.
But there was a story. I mean, I don't remember the story clearly, but he was with Cloyce when. I guess maybe he's afraid, but he knows something. I'm up to you.
Let's go find him then.
But yeah, I would like to see that interrogation.
I was should I bid to investigate the dossier?
Oh yeah.
Okay, then I'm bidding cop to investigate the dossier.
Yeah, as you look through the detective's dossier, the first thing, it's pretty obvious. There's all of your photos. They're not expertly shot. There's no creativity whatsoever about it, but they're good enough. It's the kind of photos you'd see in a spy movie. So, you guys walking by the fancy, perhaps
the
through
photos I
glass.
take.
Yeah, so it's like the photos you take. There's a lot more of you and Nord. There's a lot of Nord. In fact, you see Nord's van by the river, Nord's van up on a hill, Nord's van down at a disco. You see Nord's van, the The doors are open and he's doing something clandestine outside. He's passed out next to a tree, all kinds of stuff with Nord's van. And then there's a whole lot about with you. It's very meta. There's one where you realize they were taking photos of you at a stakeout. So you were at a stakeout and they were staking out your stakeout.
So I can, in looking at these photos, I can tell that they've been watching us for a lot longer than we have been on this case.
Yeah, you're looking at it and you realize they had to have been, especially Nord.
No.
They've been watching him for a while. The rest of you, though, it looks like within the last 2 or 3 days, they've probably taken a lot of photos of you.
No.
There's one of since you bid cop. It's not a very good photo. It's blurry, and the image is obscured by what looks like pine needles or something. As you realize, it's a photo of you taken from the bottom of a hill.
Okay. So, are there any of Idaway?
Of Idaway. Oh, yes.
Okay.
You see several of Idaway. And these are the ones that are a little bit more unnerving. They start off pretty similar. Meanwhile, everybody else is talking. You're kind of flipping through. In the back of this dossier, there are some notes. And there's some notes on the back of the photos. The notes are rather cryptic. 1 or 2 words, maybe like some names. As they were perhaps trying to figure out names. On the back of Nord, you see several names that line up with some of his other aliases. At any rate, of Idaway, typical stuff. Him, driving, eating a sandwich at the Fancy. You see one of him going in the Hideaway. You see one of him talking to some man. It's the guy, he's maybe in his 30s, looks perhaps European just by his kind of like features, wearing a leather jacket. Handsome looking guy. But then there's like 1 or 2 of like Idaway, perhaps in his apartment. As in they were on like a different building looking through. And then the photos get closer to Idaway. You see perhaps they're like on his windowsill looking in. And then the next one is of Idaway. It's blurry as he's rushing at the camera. So you flip through a few random scenes and such. There's one of Idaway sitting in a chair with like it's all black and white. What looks like a bright light on him, and he's all beaten up. And he's looking down. And then there's some random images as well.
Well,
You'll see a couple other images, but they're all rather blurry, and they immediately make your eyes almost swim when you look at them. You may throw down to see if you can make them out.
would it be wits?
Wits
Okay.
or mind. And when I say this to describe it a little bit further, it's kind of like looking at a magic eye, or like
Right.
it's like the type of optical illusion where you look at something and you think it's one thing, but it's not. The photo's just not clear.
It's 3 successes.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah. As you're looking at this one, and similar to like a magic eye, or when you realize, like when you're looking at an animal that's completely sitting still, and you see it, obviously, but your brain doesn't see it. And suddenly you realize, oh, that's a jaguar. That kind of thing. Like, oh
Yeah.
no. You see, there's a man, he's sitting in an alleyway, It's wet everywhere. There's a huge dumpster. It's very dark, so perhaps his silhouette just didn't immediately click to you. And Idaway's talking to him, as you can just get the silhouette of Idaway behind the dumpster, just the edge of like his face you put together with 3 successes. As you're looking at the man who's sort of squatting, his back up against the wall, and it looks like they're just talking. Maybe there's a couple alcohol bottles nearby. You realize who the man is. You've seen him before. It's Cloyce.
Well, shit. Looks like, first off, Nord, you may have been the one to bring this to our doorstep. They've been following you for at least a week and a half, from what I can tell from these photos.
Well, I mean, I am an expert on the very thing. I mean, I think it's happenstance, but I am kind of an expert on the very thing that maybe
Nord,
they're interested in.
Nord, you can bid or throw down to put something together, since Simon has told you this.
I will bid Child of the World.
Yep.
Which is
As-
a thing.
As you realize with the photos and such, and maybe one of the photos, it just catches the phase of the moon, and that's how you guys can put it together. They probably started following Nord right around the time that he took the job of the article that he was writing. So a few weeks.
Yep, so they've
Well, I don't
been...
think it...
Go ahead.
Oh, well, no, you go first. I gotta look into my notes. I gotta look into the brain.
It looks like they were following you first. And then, for one, we may not be able to find Idaway now, because there's a photo in here of, looks like him being captured and roughed up. So he may even be dead at this point. But he was talking to that Cloyce fellow that is friends of yours, Leah. So I don't know if Idaway's was spinning our wheels on this, or if he was trying to investigate him as well. I'm not for sure what's going on. He may not have been on the up and up, but it looks
What if they're
like...
just both investigating the same thing?
I mean, could be he could have got to Cloyce first, but Cloyce looks too relaxed in this. If Idaway was interrogating him or something, I would think that it would be more tense, because he's just slumped up, unless he's trying to play it cool or something. I don't know Cloyce. You knew Cloyce. I don't know if he was a guy who would play it off as a casual conversation, even though it was something more tense. But to me, it looks like two people just talking, as opposed to one person questioning another.
What I'm saying is, what if they were both trying to investigate the circumstances going on?
Oh, that could be as well. Then if that's the case, and Cloyce had a connection with your husband, that's definitely where we need to go next.
There are a few more photos, and there's also the one of the man that you didn't recognize. And there's a few other ones. The other photos also are difficult to make out.
Does anybody know who
one of
this
them-
man is?
Go on.
I was just asking if anybody knew. Anybody know who this man is? The one of the that I don't know.
Does anyone
I'll
not
look.
look?
Oh,
Yeah, no.
Everybody looks?
made you look.
Nord, you may have seen this person before. They look vaguely familiar.
It's not.
Tony,
It's not. Good.
Tony, you've likely not. Maybe you've seen it again. A familiar face. What were you saying, Nord?
Well, it's not Mr. Augustus Fort.
No. Leah, that's your husband.
Oh. Huh. Okay. Well, yeah, actually, that's my husband.
Okay. I will reach over and grab my phone, and I'm assuming my phone has, because back in the day they had those really long cords, so I could move it around the apartment.
Yeah, you have
I'm
the
gonna pull it
extension
over.
cord. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it over and set it in front of Leah. Be
Bling.
like, call the hotel, see if he's there. If he is, I think that's our next stop.
One of the photos, and please write this down, someone. One of the photos, it looks like it's of the woods, Simon. It's a terrain maybe you haven't seen. Looks northern, and there's some water, but it's it looks like maybe there's a boat, but it's hard to make out exactly what it is. One of them, you might wonder if the flash was on when they took this photo. You can tell that there's something in it, but it's so dark, and there's either like dust or bubbles or something in front of the lens. It's not a very good photo. Perhaps it's a dud. It's not a dud, but just so you know. So there's those two. And then you get to roll me a d6, Holker.
3.
As I can write, you get to something that potentially makes your stomach sink. Is anyone looking at the photos in the dossier, like shoulder surfing Simon right now?
No, I'm not.
Leah probably would at this point, yeah.
Yeah, I think he pulled me in.
All of you can make sanity rolls then, except for Tony. So this is your mind and your action die. Threshold on this will get higher and higher. But the initial one is 2.
I'm gonna do a learning proficiency.
You were learning some
Me
shit.
too.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm gonna use another one.
Whew, nice.
3.
Stop!
Clean success.
I used the proficiency to get it, but
You can't phase Simon. He's
Can I
seeing
bid
shit.
something? Or is it not a biddable thing?
It's a reaction roll.
Okay.
So you don't have to bid to make the roll.
Alright, I'm gonna use this.
Bidding would help only if you're activating an ability or ninja gear.
You know what? Hell, I'll just I'm gonna use a breath for this one.
Uh-oh. All right, so you immediately
Uh-oh.
go to limbo. Excellent.
I'm going to use my ability, the Scent of Colors. Can I do that?
Yep, absolutely.
Which gives me 2 successes, so that's 3 successes.
All right, so clean success. Leah and Nord and Simon. And as you're looking at these photos, Tony, we'll say that you've walked around, maybe to the kitchen, and perhaps you're perusing some of Simon's books, just sort of like peeking around. You will notice what is happening to them as they're all sort of huddled up like Three's Company looking at this dossier. You can't see, Tony, what they're looking at, but as they perhaps describe what you see cross their faces. Leah,
Yes,
go on.
I look at them and I say, I can pronounce the Latin. Trust me. I can pronounce it.
Nope.
I can tell you
Don't
what
do
it's saying.
Nope.
It's a picture.
As Leah, this Drizzle, you get a pip for that. You all see this, but this is going to affect Leah more since she got limbo. It looks like at first just a room, Polaroid shot, as in it's like an 8x10 photo, but it's got the same washed out look that a Polaroid does, like almost like everything's coated in Technicolor or whatever, or plasticky, if you know what I'm talking about. Looks like just like a dining room from a weird angle, until you realize your brain puts it together that something's off. The food that was on the plate, the broken plate, is all over the floor, and what you thought was paint is blood. As you see the legs behind this table of someone who's been hurt, probably quite a bit. Anyone watching the stream about to get graphic. You realize the carpet is not normally red and brown. A lot of blood. You being, who you are, having seen war and stuff, that person is likely dead. And then, just off to the side, almost cut off, you can see where the door jamb is, leading in perhaps a kitchen. And you can see this blood trail going off. It's difficult to see even in this photo, right? Because the perspective is wrong. Standing in the kitchen is someone, can't tell if it's a man or woman, holding a head by the hair. And they have like some sort of instrument. They're doing something to the head. As you look at the head, looks like that of a teenage girl. As with Limbo, for some reason, you have to steel yourself because you realize the danger for your own daughter. As getting Limbo, you will get a flaw, and you can choose what that flaw is. It can have anything to do with what that is.
Okay. I got so many flaws now. I'm running out of space for flaws, by the way.
But flaws are traits, so it makes you more powerful. That's the first one. You two see getting clean successes. You see this massacre. Perhaps Leah's brain just wouldn't let her immediately see it. Getting clean successes, both of you can deduce, depending on how you want to do this. It can be something written on the back of the photo. It can be something you've actually sleuthed, perhaps a name tag on a book bag or whatever. But somehow, go on.
Well, I looked at Idaway's dossier of missing people, so I may be able to recognize if it is one of the prior victims from the dossier that he had.
100%. You'll get a narrative point for that. It is Katrina Belmont.
Is that the woman we found
Nope.
in the trunk, or is that somebody else? Oh, it's different.
Someone else.
Person.
Yeah, this is this is an old case, Simon.
From 3 years ago?
Yeah.
Okay, I just may.
Nice. I thought it was every 12 years or something. Is that not?
Yeah, the 12 Years Murders is what it's called.
Oh. Then would it be that old?
Kind of hard to tell. You know that Idaway's been obsessed with this, and so we can say it's 3 years old, like he was on the case 3 years ago, but she would have gone missing 12 years ago.
Okay.
We'll say and this will be your clean success on this, one of the things with Idaway and Katrina was they actually did find little bits and pieces of her. And it's strange because most of the sacrifices, so he says, weren't that gory. Like that was
So
an
this is-
outlier.
Does being a knowing history and knowing ritual sacrifice from ancient Samaria to even more modern day, does Nord notice any ritualistic nature?
Seeing that, and just in Nord's own mind, this is something you guys can actually talk about and probably figure some stuff out. No, it looks like a gruesome murder.
Just a flat out murder with nothing
Yeah.
special. No.
It just looks
like a
it just looks absolutely heinous.
I'm gonna
Like-
like a regular
some-
old bloody murder.
Yeah, like somebody, Texas Chainsaw massacred her.
Is
In-
it a
in an
hate
apartment.
thing? It's not a fancy apartment.
From what you can see, no. I mean, it's like middle road.
So it's not like rich people did this.
I'm gonna slam the photo down. Fuck. These sick bastards are messed up. See, this is what I'm talking about. Don't. And I make sure to put it away so Mariah can't. Like,
She's
flip
in
it
the
over.
detective room.
Oh yeah, so I'm just like, I'm still gonna flip it over. I'm gonna be like, they're just trying to murder people, and they're using this sacrifice thing as a reason to do it. This has nothing to do. This is not a sacrifice. This is just a straight up murder, and they're trying to claim it as some other supernatural power thing. We have to stop this. I'm not gonna let this go.
On the back of the photo, you see these words written as you slam it down. It says, "The Unwilling." And underneath it, "Sea Ridden."
Sea ridden.
Sea Ridden. As in SEARIDDEN.
Yeah. This is
Super
they,
rapey.
she may have been a part of them or didn't want to go along with whatever they were doing, and they just killed her. This is
Yeah.
We've got to stop this.
Absolutely. So we don't. I mean, this room is not descript. I mean, do you think these detectives we brutally murdered and set on fire, do you think they were a part of this, or do you think they were? I mean, they got a lot of images. They were a part of this, right? So if we run
Yeah.
across more of these blue gloved people, we got to be ready to fight.
Yeah, we've got to stop these sick bastards.
With that, Leah goes ahead and pulls one of the gloves on and closes it.
You do. What do you bid?
I will bid this one. I'll bid soldier.
Okay. As you're doing that, Tony, make a sanity roll.
D10 plus D8.
D10 and your mind die. There's a second. Actually, there's 3 more pictures.
What's next?
All right. 2 successes.
2?
Yeah.
All right, that is limbo. You know, spend anything to make it higher, or you just going for limbo?
I will spend. Can I spend a pip? Or is that
In the
no.
original rules of DreadLore, yes, you could. In this one, no. Like, technically, in certain cases, yes. But those are very.
we get our breaths
specific.
back?
When
as
you
re-
get goals.
Okay. Well, then I will spend a breath.
Oh, well, you're already at limbo. You're already at limbo, so you don't need to.
Oh.
Although I would let you, but you don't need to.
Okay, I won't.
Okay. So this is what will happen. As Leah closes the glove, there's this swimming in your head. You find yourself sort of like walking backwards. If you've seen really drunk people, and they just sort of like walk backwards on their heels, like they're falling back. And you hit, you're back against the wall in the kitchen. This is just like your apartment, just a little bit nicer and the opposite layout. As you're sitting there, eyes sort of swimming, hearing that poetry like a bad song in your head. You will gain a flaw. The flaw will be called, what would be a good one? The flaw will be called vertigo. Leah, we're going to get to you. Do you guys continue looking at these photos?
I do, but I'm going to do
Absolutely.
it. Yeah.
The next one is of another murder, and both of you recognize this person. It is Annabelle Lamont.
Oh shit.
She's it's kind of hard to tell where. Maybe like an abandoned building, concrete walls, perhaps a parking garage, blood all over. But this one, Nord, as you had guessed from the previous one, this one does look like a ritual sacrifice. There's all kinds of like circles and runes and written in maybe some kind of black ash and blood and candle wax all over the place.
Annabelle Lamont or Annabelle Butte?
Annabelle Lamont.
Oh, well, I was confused because I put the wrong image up then. So everybody just ignored that image that I put up.
And Annabelle Butte this is not Mariah's friend, right? Or is it Mariah's
Correct.
friend? It's not.
So just ignore that last image.
Yeah, this is not Annabelle Butte.
Okay.
It was a good image though. I was actually about to say, man, that's a good fucking.
Annabelle Lamont.
Oh, I'm sorry, Adriana Lamont. That's my bad.
Oh, okay.
Adriana Lamont.
Wow. So, if you like this podcast, you should like, subscribe, and share.
Share it. Looking for 100 followers.
That's what we're looking for. Just join right in and be a part of it. We have lots of great, if you want to be a Patreon, we have lots of great different levels of that, and you'll get neat images and potentially music, and maybe invited to our Discord parties that are super awesome. It's like
Super awesome.
it's like rooftop pool parties.
We'll be drinking.
And the internet. Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be great. You get all the dark.
Holker
will be there.
Making
telling
fun
jokes.
of all of us. Yeah. So.
This one's Adriana.
Adriana Lamont. That is my bad.
She's the one from the trunk last night.
Oh, that's why she's not on my notes. I have that image.
There is, and I'll tell you what these other two images are of really quick. So there's other three. One is the water, the boat, and the woods, which it's hard to place where that is. though it looks like it's northern. One is of a strange contraption. It looks steampunkish. It's all brassy and metallic. It's of something that closely resembles a box made of blocks, kind of like a Rubik's Cube, but it has gears and piping, and from some of the creases, a bright light. When I say it's gold and brassy, it has that luster because there's no color. It's black and white. And it's sitting on this what looks like a workbench or something. There's some tools and bits and pieces around. It's a very strange technological looking thing that it does not immediately look like it's not immediately evident what the purpose is of it. And the last is of Gabriella DuPont. She is not dead in this photo. Instead, she's at the top of a stairwell, looking down, pointing a gun at whoever was taking the picture and firing.
Well, at least Gabriella's alive in this photo, but we don't know for how long. We need to... We've got to figure out what's going on.
And you guys can bid. You guys can bid to find more and more out about all this stuff. Holker,
Sure.
Please roll me a d6. And sorry to cut you off, Nord.
Another 3.
Can I bid shooter to see if I recognize any of these places?
Sure.
Take a lot of photographs.
Yeah, you've been shooter, and you've been all around this place. It definitely is nearby this one of the woods. Kind of the same kind of trees as on Bell Island, but there's something about it that doesn't seem like Bell Island. The boat is definitely on the big lake, north
Is
of
it
you
similar
guys.
to the boat we took?
No. This is more like a not a jolly boat. What is it? Like a rowboat. John boat.
Actually,
Nord. It looks like Canada.
oh wow. Can we bid? Can I ask Tony? I'm gonna take the bloody photos.
You get
Simon,
a pip.
Simon,
for asking the guy who would absolutely know.
Simon, can you pull out the bloody ones and maybe let me show a couple of these to Tony and see what he thinks.
And I will also bid detective to see if I can glean more information out of the photos.
Tony, action's on you. Nord has come up and shown you some photos.
I look at the photos.
Do you bid anything?
I will bid. I will bid guard.
Local? Oh.
Local. Actually, yeah, that's a good one. I'll bid local.
It's bid local. You definitely know it's Canada. A Canada crossing. With that boat, it's probably an illegal crossing. A place where the water's shallow and it can, it's out of prying eyes. Probably come down the opposite side of Bell Island and then down south of Bell Island and then come over at the defunct World's Fair place down there. This specific crossing is right before you get to American soil, and it's called Crossing Est, which in French is the East Crossing.
Yeah, that's it definitely looks like Windsor. Yeah, I've seen that skyline every day at my job. Yeah, that seems like it's opposite the old fairgrounds. Maybe.
And you'll know that essentially what is trafficked here is it's not necessarily drugs, but it's contraband.
Yeah, this is look, this border, things are a little different, right? It's not that people are trying to always smuggle in, you know, the powder. It's more than likely they're just trying to not pay taxes on random stuff, you know.
Yeah, we got to keep that powder flowing.
The
Yeah, but
powder must flow.
I've only my coworkers only caught it once or twice, and been there for over 10 years. I, I don't know. Let me look at it again. It seems like man, it just seems like a crossing that is sort of on the southern end of Detroit.
Why don't you throw down your wits or mind and your action die? As Leah, you bid soldier. You may throw down. This will be brawn.
Okay.
Simon.
My worst. That's okay.
Indeed.
Yes.
Simon. Haha, I got you. Simon, you are attempting to figure out bits and pieces on which photo?
Probably the Gabriella one.
Looks like she's running away. You don't know if she got away or not. And what did you throw down? Or what did you bid?
Detective.
Bidding detective, you note you can just see some cloud cover out of a window, and you can see where the moon is peeking through.
Okay. Like what stage of the moon is?
Okay. That's the best response ever. Okay. Looks like it's coming on the stage of moon that it is right now. As in, this photo was taken within a day or two.
This photo's real recent. That means that even if she was running away, they may have her by now. She has very little time. We've got to get going on this.
What'd you get, Leah?
2.
Have you guys ever been around a lightning strike? You hear it. There's a bright flash. The smell immediately of burnt hair. Bright light. And anyone that's around the couch area. So not Tony, not Nord, actually. It's just really Simon and Leah. Leah, you are lifted off of your feet, thrown back into the wall. You got 2?
Yeah.
As you take 5 plot armor, as you slam into the wall, you're like actually into the wall, into the drywall, like the Matrix. There's black marks all around you in this explosion. Smoke, Simon, Tony, Nord. The table is actually singed and mildly on fire. Some of the photos are actually singed and actually like starting to catch flame. As you close the circuit on this glove, and it thrums with energy. Leah, you can't feel. It's like you don't have a hand, and you can barely feel from your shoulder down on that arm.
I'm gonna quickly put out the fire
Leah,
I'll
you're
help.
about you're about 4 feet off the ground in the wall. Like your butt and back are actually like this much stuck into the wall. It went.
Leah will arch her back and push herself down out of the wall.
As you
Shit.
do, blood is pouring down your nostrils as you're like, you taste it in your mouth. Your hair, you can't tell, is like,
Mhm.
like completely spiked out.
What are you doing? Nord just said how that was a circuit and it looked like it had power running through it. That's easily how they were shooting lightning with whatever these gloves were. And it could even be why my TV exploded. Because these were in here. And then you decide to put them on?
You
So at that
tell me
point-
what sort of
Go on, sorry.
You tell me what sort of battery can hold that much power in it, and anything that's would be on here.
The lights
I'm-
go. Psh, 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 and
I'm not a scientist. I don't know. But Nord said that it was a conductive glove. And it had a circuit in it.
The door opens. Mariah, what the hell? Mom! As she runs up to see if you're okay and grab onto you.
I will stop her as she starts to run up. Don't. She
Yeah, don't
could
touch
still
her.
be electric.
Yeah, definitely don't touch her.
She looks up. Shooky bookie? Wookie? Anybody? No?
Yeah, I got it. It took a second.
Tuggy.
Come on.
Slide away.
Okay. Yeah, action's on you all.
Is the fire still out, or is there a fire?
He put it out.
Yeah.
Can I tell if I just got hurt? Like if the electricity actually hurt me, or if just hitting the wall hurt me?
It's hard to tell. It happened really fast, and you just got the shit shocked out of you.
Okay.
Is she
I'd
wearing
take that off.
both the gloves or just
Yeah,
one?
just one. If you've ever been shocked the fucking shit out, then your brain is kind of like
Yeah.
you're not 100% sure. You
You
know what did
can I
it?
bid- Can I bid quick and dirty to help her out of the gloves, find some kind of ground, and
If she wants out of the gloves.
if you want out of that gloves, maybe I can help you out, and then we can maybe take you to a hospital or something to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, Leah, you can't see your face, but you're like you gotta have like a blood vessel burst in your eye. There's blood kind of down your. You look like you're hard. As you pop yourself off the wall, and you know you've been juiced, probably feel some lightheadedness. What are you doing?
Angly.
I don't know. I guess at this point I would go ahead and open up the glove to break the circuit again.
Yeah.
What? Well, actually, how about this? I'll be getting ready to go, to open it up again and go. Hold on a second. I think there's a reason they never took these off.
Can I bid quick and dirty to help her take off the glove by completing the circuit through a different way?
Yeah. How are you gonna do it?
I think Nord will search around the apartment and find. I think Nord might go to an outlet in the wall. And are any of the outlets ground?
Yeah, they'll have some grounds. Sure.
And I'll pull the outlet out. Do you have a screwdriver, Simon?
Yeah, I do, but I don't think it's smart to shove a screwdriver into an outlet.
No, I'm gonna take the outlet off. I'm gonna take the power thing off and pull out the ground wire.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm just leery of people's
I mean, I
decisions
don't
these days.
know. I don't know how Ken doesn't know like the exact way to make a ground circuit thing, but I would imagine there's some kind of way that you can ground. She can be grounded.
For those watching at home, don't do this. Continue. Leah, as you kind of sit there, maybe you sit down on the couch, or are you still standing?
I'll sit down on the couch.
You sit down on the couch. As they're sitting there talking, you notice one of the other gloves that wasn't blown off the table kind of move a little bit. And static between its fingers makes it go as almost like Frankenstein's hand. The hand momentarily comes alive, it seems, and then falls back limp.
I'm going to.
I'm assuming it's the opposite glove.
Yeah.
While Nord's doing that, Leah will just sort of go, fuck it, and just sort of grab the other glove and put it on and close it.
Oh shit!
I'm going into the kitchen to get my screwdriver, and as I'm doing it, anything that's plugged in nearby, I'm just unplugging as I'm walking by. I'm plugging all my appliances, my toaster, my microwave.
What do you bid?
I'm gonna bid Street Smart because that's I'm trying to keep this stuff.
As you roll through, Tony, what are you doing? As you notice Leah going for the other glove.
I'm leaving the apartment.
Leah, you happen to notice Tony's ass as the door just whack closes behind him.
I'm not stepping outside for a smoke. I'm stepping outside before I'm smoking.
Mariah, what does she do? Does anyone want to bid Mariah to do anything?
I'm not paying attention. I got my back to the situation. Going to the kitchen is what I'm doing.
So that means it's a fate roll. Who's fortune? Who's false fortune?
I'll be false fortune.
I'll be fortune.
All right. So here are the stakes. Fortune. Mariah has the sense to stop, drop, and roll. False fortune. She tries in vain to stop Leah from doing what she's doing, and they both get what's coming.
Oh no. I looked it up and I think Nord is correct.
I mean, yes, he is correct.
Oh shit. This is real bad.
Yeah, this is real bad on my end too. For fortune, I have a 36.
And I have an 86, which is,
Uh-oh.
I think that's a code.
It's a code. Yeah, it's good. That's good. You get a pip for that. You've worked the service industry.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it's on films too, yeah.
I will drop a expression.
That's good. That's very good of you, Mom. All right, you guys, roll it again. Hello, viewers. We're messing with Thergy.
You go first this time because this is gonna be real bad.
That's a 46.
I have an 11.
Oh no.
For fortune.
Oh no.
Does it matter the proficiency for this one?
Nope. No, when you're doing a fate roll, anyone can spend a proficiency of any sort.
I would say violence or skullduggery.
Yeah, any of the proficiencies work.
All right.
All right. Roll it again. It's gonna be awesome when nothing happens.
This is 12.
I got 62. Third time's the charm.
Third time's the charm. As Mariah almost goes towards you, Leah, as she realizes, like you see as you put on the glove, and just with your, what's one of your flaws?
Paternal anxiety.
Yeah, with paternal or maternal anxiety, as you close the circuit, maybe even you have the wherewithal to just give her a look of step back. As she does, And when the sparks fly, you see her, like in World War I style, like go for the ditch. She's propelled into the air over the couch, or over Simon's lazy boy, and is
Just imagine
safe.
the bad 80s electric special effects.
Okay, what do you bid, Leah? This happens, and there is an explosion. So how is Leah dealing with getting the ever-loving God shocked out of her?
I'm going to bid adaptable.
Yeah. All right, make your throwdown. This will be brawn. Yeah. This would be a rough one.
I'm going to bid combat certified to activate Master at Arms
Good.
for 2 successes, and then I'm gonna.
And this is the way. So all the successes you're doing are actually reducing the amount of damage you're taking.
Oh, nice! I got a 10, so that's 2 successes. I have 4 successes.
Good. And that 10 gives you flair, so you can regain something you exhausted. So proficiency, a trait, whatever. All right, so you have 4 successes. All right, we're going to roll this damage. You have 2 gloves on. Okay. So the one glove was 2d6. The 2 gloves, 3d6 plus 2. So we'll have each one of you roll a d6. As in Simon, Tony, and Nord.
What is this for?
This is to hurt Leah.
Oh, joy.
So it's this plus 2 minus your successes. 1, nice. 3, so 4. And what'd you get, Tony?
2.
6 plus, what did I say? 2?
2.
Yeah, so 8. And how many successes did you get? 4?
Yeah.
So you take... Go on.
Before you do that, is there a radiator nearby?
Is there a radiator?
You know, that old school
80s,
radiator?
I'd say so.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So quickly, Nord sees what's going on and grabs the radiator and then grabs Leah.
Oh, you're going to take it too? Okay,
to,
sure.
To ground himself.
Yeah.
So he grabs the radiator first and then grabs Leah.
Yeah. But the current's going to go through you.
It's okay if it goes through you. You can have current on you.
Just so long as it's ground through you. Yeah. Awesome. As Leah, you clamp this thing back down. You feel this jolt and you're lifted into the air as you feel Nord's hand on your shoulder. Nord, you're lifted into the air. For a moment, you guys are levitating. You're somewhat aware of what's going on. But the amount of voltage going through your bodies and amps is pretty wild. However, the explosion does not happen. The burning sensation does not happen. That's a different game. Get it? 4 burning sensation. Anybody? Nobody? Nothing? Whatever.
No, I've never heard of them.
You never heard of them? The 4 burning sensations? However, it does, Nord, take a toll on your heart and your stuffs, because there's a lot of energy piping through you. So this will be the equivalent of just having the damage taken, which means Leah, you take no damage because you got 4 successes. Nord, you're gonna take 4 plot armor. So throw down brawn, your action die, and you need 4.
But I mean, it's kind of like if you're in a Faraday cage or something. It's you're.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's
no,
still
you-
hurts you.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
but
I'm just
one,
saying.
but one, this isn't real life. And two,
Okay, I'm just saying.
And two, turns out this isn't real life. And two,
Well, and you don't know the radiator will ground you. Because the radiator would have to be all the way down and attached to the ground.
I literally Googled it. The radiator is a grounded metapole. That thing is attached to every metal radiator throughout the entire building. So it's like that damage. I mean, I'll take it. I think it's fair in the fiction. I'm just saying.
Talk amongst yourselves.
How much damage do I take?
Go ahead, talk amongst yourselves. You have elicited real physics, so I'm going to look up something. We will now stall this and look up the reality.
No, I mean, all I'm saying is that
it's happening.
Nord, being a man of science, would.
If the radiator is painted, it will not. Because if you are touching the paint of the radiator, then maybe no. If you are touching the corroded, rusted part of a radiator, then maybe no. And if it is a central heating radiator,
why would you paint a radiator?
To make it, people do it to make it look good.
Yeah,
I mean, are you gonna spend it like a narrative point to paint the?
Oh, I'm not. I'm just saying that it's
like this radiator's not been painted. Nothing in this building has been painted.
Who knows? It could have been. They could have painted it a long time ago to make it look better.
And
or it could be rusty. Yeah, I'm just looking. I was just looking up the answers that you.
No, but I'm just saying you're correct. If it was painted, I don't think Nord would have grabbed it. If it's unpainted, he's just trying to help Leah out.
Right.
If we were in the kitchen, I would have grabbed the water faucet. If we were in,
he looked up everything that was grounded.
if we were on the, just out in the life, like if we were on the balcony, I would have put my hand in a potted plant. That might have helped.
I don't think a potted plant would have helped, but
probably not. You're probably correct.
Yeah,
probably not enough. Or in the earth. Apparently, you're supposed to stick your hand in earth.
Yeah.
Or something. I guess it would help if something that is connected to earth, something that the current goes through you. Well, you are a conduit. And that's the whole thing that I'm saying.
An interesting.
I don't mean to talk about physics. If Nord takes damage, he takes damage, and physics be damned.
In interesting science, I had a friend who made a Tesla coil, and in order to ground it, he had to drive a metal pole 12 feet into the ground.
Absolutely.
So it took a lot of. You had to do that pretty far in order to ground a Tesla coil.
So all Nord is doing is trying to get the excess electricity to be diffused throughout the rest of the metal in the entire building, probably damaging your ability to heat the entire building.
Not only that, but probably blowing lights throughout the rest of the building as well.
Lights, anything connected to the radiator, power source. Fuses, all the fuses might get blown. I mean, but
everybody's
that's the whole
TV's
point
popping.
Everybody's TVs just explode. It just.
I mean, it shouldn't really.
So, not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure if energy is moving through you, even if you're not, like, even if you're grounded, you still have the energy moving through you, and if, like, you're not safe if the amperes are out of sorts. Like, if 1,000 amperes are moving through your body, even if they're not technically grounded on you, but they're grounded elsewhere, pretty sure it fries your shit.
I think.
Like, I don't think you can just hang out and be like, oh no, it's cool.
I mean,
like, I could be wrong with the physics. If someone in the chat knows this, then let me know.
Knows physics.
So here, I'll do like the actual. So, what happens? And you can either your skin can be really. It depends on your body condition, right? Like if your skin's either really dry or really moist. Sometimes
Yeah.
that can help you. But
And
like if you see like two
Nord's a
people,
greasy motherfucker.
if you see someone who's like messing around with Tesla coils, right? Mostly what they're gonna do is they'll have like a chainmail bodysuit, and the way that works is like the electricity is technically going around them, like it's just passing through the metal bodysuit. So that's why you can see people messing with Tesla coils and it's not hurting them, because the electricity isn't going through their body, it's technically going like over top of them essentially. So having that much electricity going through you is still not good. There are like mitigating factors, but generally speaking, having that much electricity going through you is not good.
Sure. Well, I would presume that Nord would know better than me, Ken, who is not an expert.
That's a really good safety question.
I know. Well, it does. I think if it wasn't grounded, I think that it would hurt them severely.
I mean, it definitely helps. It definitely helps because one of the issues, when you have like people get electrocuted, for instance, is when you have that much electricity thrown through your body, and there is and it's trying to find a place to ground, right? So it builds up and builds up and builds up to a point to where it can finally build up enough of a charge to make that jump between you and the ground, and that'll hurt you a lot more. Now it'll still hurt you when you have that much electricity going through your body.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that. I mean, if lightning hits you, for example, you just fucking die, right? Or there's a good chance you fucking die. But the thing is, like, let's say you were holding onto a radiator and lightning hit you. You're not gonna come out of that smelling like roses. Like, it's gonna hurt you really, really bad because the electricity's still moving through you, and it's still a fuckload of energy that's moving through you.
In real life, I had a member of my extended family member get struck by lightning.
Yeah, like if he's, like you're wearing rubber soles, like you're still fucking hit by lightning. Anyway.
Yeah, but if you're in a car that is being hit by lightning, that, it doesn't.
Well, that's because the electricity is going around.
Oh, yeah, I guess you'd.
Yeah, like this is literally going through your body.
Oh.
Right?
My electrician friend just said, yes, it's even worse.
Oh, is it worse? All right, I'm going to spend another pip to say that he didn't.
No, you're not. You're getting fucking blown up. Because that was like goddamn 20 minutes of some bullshit. All right. So
I think he would know that. He's a scientist. He would know. I mean, I just thought it would be interesting cinematically, but,
It is interesting cinematically. It was really interesting cinematically. I'll say this. It was interesting cinematically. And it was literally halving all of the damage. So it had a mechanical effect that was actually very, very good. And now it's going
to double the damages.
And now we're like 15 minutes deep into the conversation. all out of the fiction, all out of the cinema, all out of the feel, etc. Because of that. I'll say we at least learned something. But
did we learn anything?
Utterly, yeah, we did. We did. Don't grab the radiator if you're gonna get electrocuted, because it'll fuck you up.
The energy in this story has become very static.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I mean, it's a thing.
I don't know. I think if you ground yourself, it allows the excess electricity to flow freely to the earth without damage. I think that's the whole point of it.
On the 30th, when you get to GM,
yeah, you're gonna destroy me. I get it.
No, I'm not. I'm just gonna be a normal player.
It's fine.
And not every chance be like, oh yeah, just kidding.
Do you know how
doing that?
Do you know how much reality is in this? It's
right
fine.
Right now, a whole lot.
It's fine.
Okay, we're gonna take a break.
It's worse.
Let's take a 10-minute break.
Yeah, if we take a break, we can cut this whole section out on the podcast.
All right, I'm gonna go and
Hunker's
get some
already gone.
coffee. I'll be back.